right. Oh, left-wing, gun-toting, apocalyptic communists.
What? Is this a joke?
I hope so.
Go on the pee. Oh! He needs some milk.
This is a video, a censored version of a video that I made months ago after the incident in which a reporter was assaulted and threatened by these people, these Redneck Revolt people, but which was removed by YouTube for copyright violation. You see, I use video clips of rednecks with guns and other stuff, and I tightly synchronize these clips to the music, to appropriate songs, but these songs were not my own, even though I added some guitar, some bass, and vocals to some of it. You might find them entertaining, and you can still see them, but you see, you're watching the new censored version for YouTube, but you should watch the original uncensored version on BitChute or Minds, etc. So scroll down and click the links below to see those. Stop watching this video and click those links. No, really, just scroll down and click the links. Stop watching this video and scroll down and click the links, okay? Seriously. Okay then, well, here's the censored version.
We don't want to kill you. We need to be taking over.
As good as it can be in the end times, right?
Can I see your business card? No. Why not?
Dump. There's stupid, crazy, angry people with real guns. Dump. Oh, stupid person's dangerous with a gun. Dump. They're commie rednecks slurping with real guns. Dump. Oh, stupid person's dangerous with a gun. Dump. They say liberals get the bullet too. Dump. What you gonna do when they come for you? Dump. They're so dumb. They're dumb. They're so dumb.
Can I see?
I don't have to show you anything.
Right.
This is not a show me your paper state.
You're right.
And you're not law enforcement.
I'm not law enforcement.
So I'm not going to show you anything.
Now, you folks may not know this, but there's a national affiliation of redneck communists. Let me say that again. Redneck Reds with guns. Redneck Revolt, which has lots of chapters. No, don't get me wrong. I am not against the Second Amendment, and you do have a right to open carry in the proper, legal, safe, socially responsible manner. You do not have the right to intimidate people with weapons, the press or otherwise. And my objection is not to the fact that they're walking around with an open carry. My objection is their agenda, by which I mean communism. Many people, particularly in America, are simply not collectivists and, as is their right, would choose to not live in your pie in the sky. Your workers' utopia is a faith-based belief. To the extent that it is based on faith, it's like any other religion. Or perhaps I should call it a quasi-religious belief. And the fact is, when communism is tried, millions of people tend to die. Some of us choose to reject the collectivist authoritarian left agenda just as we reject the authoritarian right agenda, or anyone else's agenda. So I object to their agenda and their methods, and the fact that they're so stupid and so insane and have deadly firepower. The Second Amendment does not protect the right of stupid, angry, crazy, violent people to have a gun. My main objection doesn't even involve guns. My main objection is their stupidity, their utter ignorance. Morons. Their ill will, their anger, their violent nature, their lack of reason, their lack of logic, their lack of social skills. They are a tragedy, or should I say, an atrocity waiting to happen. Another objection is that their very existence and their displays, and the very existence and displays of their counterparts on the right, agitate and give rise to each other. They are radicalizing each other. right-wing gun-toting freaks and these left-wing gun-toting freaks, they bootstrap each other. When these left-wing gun-toting communist rednecks say that they're against racism, against oppression, and stuff like that, I agree with them. The thing is, that's not good enough. You can't just be for some good causes and get away with everything bad that you do. No. Fuck that. There should be no tolerance for this level of ignorance, ill will, insanity, and potential violence. So, fuck these people. And by these people, I mean both the right and left counterparts of these freaks. I have absolutely nothing against L, B, G, T, or Q, etc. In fact, as far as you know, I might be one or a few of these things. I'm not going to deny or confirm it because there's nothing wrong with being or not being these things. But the point is, I have nothing against these things. I'm against bigotry in general, transphobia, homophobia. I am also against imperialism, the exploitation of the resources of other people and lands. I am against police brutality. I'm against corrupt politicians. I am against the corruption of our capitalist system into what it is now, which is actually more of a socialist safety net for the rich. Capitalism is free enterprise, and you rise or you fall on your own. That's not what we have. We have a system where we bail out the rich. That's not capitalism. But I digress. I am pro-Second Amendment, but I'm very much against the abuse of the Second Amendment. I am not criticizing these people because I disagree with their views on sexism, racism, and etc. So in the end, I just think that they're being very fucking foolish. And I think they have the potential for some real stupid fucking acts in the future. And of course, the right-wing gun nuts are certainly worthy of criticism too. I may get back to my usual mode of criticizing the right, but in the last few years I see the increasing importance of criticizing the bad elements of the left to save the left. But I know, I'm literally Hitler and I'm supporting the right wing and fucking blah 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 blah. So, I'm a gun-toting liberal, not quote-unquote liberal, not like all these left-wing liberals who say they're liberal who are not. No, I'm an actual liberal who stands for actual liberal principles. And as a liberal who owns a gun, I thought it would be interesting to join the Facebook group Liberal Gun Owners. Guess what I found? A hive of these anti-liberal, pro-Antifa, semi-automatic gun-toting, insane and angry nutjobs. Oh yeah, I'm not kidding. No, not every member of that group is one of these people. Some of these people were reasonable, but most of the admins and a lot of the members are just extreme left-wing Antifa and Brown Berets and various gun club members who seem to be radical left. You may have seen this video, and if you have, you're either shocked and appalled at how they were acting towards this reporter, or you're so biased that you're fucking insane. Before I saw this video, I was in this group, and I posted this post. This is a message spray painted, and we've seen it live on BuzzFeed's live feed, spray painted by a black bloc person, who was part of the crowd, yes, the entire crowd, both Antifa, black bloc, whatever, and everyone else, including teachers and students, all marched as one, the only exception being the students who stood for free speech. The rest of them were all together, and this was spray painted by a member of that crowd as the crowd looked on with approval. And as you can see, it says, liberals get the bullet too, because these far left-wingers are anti-liberal. Now, most of you people call yourselves liberal, and you don't realize that you're anti-liberal. These people, they know they're anti-liberal. They're a little bit ahead of the curve that you're on. They are, in fact, violently anti-liberal. As you can see, I've covered up everybody's name. I'm the one in black and white. So as you can see, I posted this post as basically a friendly warning, like, hey, do you folks realize that there are people out there who say liberals get the bullet too? Thinking that the group members will react with concern at least, and about 2 of them did. The rest of them were like, fuck you, Antifa's great, they don't do anything wrong. So I started posting videos of Antifa doing lots of things wrong. and their responses included, but these are your videos. Yeah, they're from my videos, so what? Well, videos can be doctored. Not in the way that you think. I mean, yeah, with CGI and stuff, but There's no CGI going on in these videos, and these videos were taken from news reports and etc. Oh no, it's all fake. You're wrong. Antifa's great. Okay, well, here's some videos of Antifa attacking people of color. Nope, didn't happen. Those were right-wingers or something. Not Black Bloc. People pretending to be Black Bloc. Black Bloc isn't Antifa. Okay, well, which is it? We don't care. You're wrong. Okay, can we have a rational conversation? Nope, block. And then I was blocked out of the group. Well, I don't want to over-explain the comments or lead the jury. I'd rather you just read it. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't screenshot all the comments because they kicked me out. Then within a couple of hours, I saw this video of the same people. You might be asking, how do I know that they are the same people? Well, Tabitha recognized a few of the faces, looked it up, did some research, checked out the admins and other members of the group and their friends and what pages they're on, and voila, we found quite a few of these people. We know their names, and no, we're not going to dox these people. Unless we have to. Don't give us a reason, assholes. Your secrets are safe with us, as long as you don't kill anyone or threaten us in any way. If you do so, all such information will be released immediately, at one touch of a button. So no, this is not a video to dox these people, as long as they behave. This is just a video as a heads up, so you know what these people are like. I just want to get this video out so that you're aware that these people exist. And I hope I'm wrong, but I predict some bloodshed in the future with these kind of people. If not these individuals, then other pro-Antifa, pro-communist, gun-toting freaks. Live-action role-players who think that they're G.I. Joe in real life and shit. Do you folks remember this particular guy? And
Can you have a business card?
I do.
Can I
Who
see
am I
it,
giving
please?
it to?
Can I see your business card? Please?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel like you tell me who you are and I'll give it to you.
No, why don't you actually
Well, then
tell
I'm
me
not
who you
going to
are?
give it. I'm with the New Times.
Can I see?
Can you see your papers?
I don't have to
What
show
kind of
you
press
anything.
credentials do you have? Right.
This is not a show me your paper state.
You're right.
And you're not law enforcement.
I'm not law enforcement.
So I'm not going to show you anything.
You're right. What I'm going to ask you to do, though, on a friendly level, is for you to stop following us.
No.
I think
I'm
you're
going
gonna
to
need
follow you.
To where?
Wherever you go.
Really?
This is a public space. You were just on a public space, publicly demonstrating.
All I'm trying to tell you is that you're not going to get a good story or get what you want by doing this.
You're not talking to me anyway, so what difference does it make?
I'm asking you right
I've already got a story because this asshole down here, assaulted me basically.
Really?
Yeah, so I think that's interesting because usually I'm documenting right-wing hate groups.
Okay.
And I'd be cool with you guys being down here. But the hostility is not cool.
If you cared about right-wing hate groups and stopping them, then you would get out of our face with that phone.
Well, tough shit.
Well, then you don't care about shit besides yourself.
Well, then why don't you wear a mask?
I don't need to wear a mask. I'm not
Okay, then
scared
don't worry
that.
about it.
I think you need to leave it alone.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm not going to leave.
Okay. I'm going to
You going to shoot me?
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm not going to shoot you.
You're going to warn me or what?
Are you threatening me?
Well, how are you going to warn
I'm
me?
just going to warn you that we're not responsible for anything that might happen.
Are you threatening me?
That phone,
Oh, I see. So you might break my phone.
I'm not saying anything.
You know, this is Facebook Live.
That's fine.
You're
I'm
going
not
out.
saying
You're going out
anything.
live.
That's fine.
Through the New
I'm not
Times
saying
site.
anything like that.
They
I'm
already
just saying
saw
you've
this
been getting
guy
really
assault me.
close. You've been getting really close to our group and those elbows, and you're touching
Sure.
us. I'm just saying.
Are you threatening me?
Touching. Oh, this guy running into me was touching.
Oh, I saw you touch people in our
Okay. All right. Whatever.
You're a moron!
I'm just telling you.
Maybe
right
we
now.
should call the police right now. You want to do that?
I don't think we need to do that.
Do you want to do that? I'm fine with that. You want to do that?
I think you should go home.
I'm not going anywhere.
That's fine.
I have as much right to be here as you do. Probably more. Okay.
Why do you think you have more of a right to be here than I do?
I am the press. And I'm here to document what you're doing.
How does that make you feel?
If you're the press, then you wouldn't be acting so hostile.
You guys started the hostility, all right?
I don't think that's true.
You're an idiot!
Well, tough shit. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, that's fine. I hope you get a lot of good interviews based on that.
No, you weren't going to give me an interview anyway. She
I'm
already
talking
told me
about
that.
us. I'm talking about
She
you.
already told me that.
I mean, I think this guy's bordering on retardation, and he has a gun, and I don't mean to insult retarded people. I do think that he is a slow person, and yet he's walking around with a gun, semi-automatic, with his finger inches from the trigger. People this insane, this stupid, oh, and this biased, should not be allowed to own a fucking firearm. And you know, a person with a gun is potentially dangerous. A stupid person with a gun is a lot more dangerous. A stupid, crazy person with a gun is a lot more dangerous. A stupid, crazy person with a gun and anger issues, yeah, well, you see where that's going. Oh, and by the way, a lot of these people are live-action role players, into role-playing games, video games, shooting video games. I'm pretty sure that these are more of live-action role players than they are gun nuts. I mean, they're both, obviously. Other groups represented here and associated with these people include, but are not limited to, the Brown Berets,
Actually, you've got a major political agenda and it goes around skin color.
Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute.
More specifically, you're sort of the Latino version of the KKK.
What?
I'm sorry, is that wrong?
Does not compute.
Said the Brown Berets are about the Latino equivalent of the KKK.
How does that make you feel?
and the John Brown Gun Club. And remember, as I mentioned, some of these people identify as Antifa. Now, we've seen what Antifa is capable of. Sucker punching people, going after much older, slower, heavier people, smaller people, ganging up on people, doing anything other than squaring off to a fair fight. Now imagine a person like that with heavy firepower. That's the kind of person who would just shoot people in the back from a great distance.
Whoa, hold on. Stop the presses. You gotta get a load of this.
Recently caught up with Connor and Beth, two members of Redneck Revolt. Hey y'all, how the fuck are you?
Really just about as good as we were last week.
As good as it can be in the end times, right?
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Oh, wow. Okay, this just kicked it all into a much higher gear of insanity. You know what, Tabitha? I think we're gonna have to hold off from this for another video.
Oh, yeah?
We'll make it Womansplaining with Tabitha, Womansplaining Apocalyptic Left-Wing Communist Gun Nuts, or something like that. So folks, make sure you catch that video. We're just gonna have to skip over that and pretend we didn't just hear that.
It's a little difficult.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna have to move on. Oh.
What's wrong with you people?
I guess that's how you was raised.
Fuck!
I'm trying. Oof. Here's an example of one of these Redneck Revolt people. Let's listen to a little bit of what he has to say right here.
Until about a week ago, I was a zone executive officer for a nationwide 3% organization. I have been a dues-paying member of Oath Keepers, and I have cross-trained with various militias throughout the region I live in. In all, I have spent about 5 years dedicated to the Patriot movement. Everything I did with that cause in mind. Like many of you, I joined to protect our rights from government overreach. In my case, it was the widespread fear that the government was going to ban certain firearms or confiscate them altogether in the wake of the Sandy Hook incident. So why did I leave, after half a decade, and move to what can only be considered the complete ideological opposite side of things?
I suspect that a lot of these people swung from being far right to far left without losing any of their gun nut ways.
What could motivate a die-hard patriot to change his views so radically and in such a short amount of time?
Ooh, I know, because you're not sane, because you're unstable, because you're radical. And I don't mean just radical in the political sense, I also mean in the chemical sense. You know, radicals or atoms or molecules that are prone to strong chemical reactions, because they're unstable. They have a potential to explode, for example. In other words, they are reactionary and sensitive to reactionism. But let's hear his explanation.
In my case, it was something incredibly mundane. Somebody gave me a ride in a car. I'm from Northwest Ohio, and the winter here is brutal. I'm a working class guy, and my wife and I only have one vehicle. So on that particular day, she had the car, but I still had errands to run, and that meant walking in 15-degree weather for several miles. After I'd been walking for about a half a mile in blistering wind and awful cold weather, a car pulled over and turned on their four-ways. I recognized the car from the gas station across the street and knew it belonged to one of the guys who ran the convenience store. I also knew that he and everyone else who worked in that store was a Muslim. I approached the car and he motioned for me to hop in. Now, under normal circumstances, I probably would have declined. I'm not in the habit of hopping in cars with strangers, much less cars belonging to one of the people that I've been told is a threat to not only my life, but to the existence of the United States.
Now, why the hell would you believe that crap? The fact that you ever believe that stuff shows that you're not very smart, that you're prone to bigotry.
But it was really cold and I still had several miles to go, so I hopped on in. The car was unremarkable, save for a tiny Quran hanging from the rearview mirror and a Quran in the back seat. I figured I was about to get a lecture about how tough it was to be a Muslim in America, and questions about why Americans thought it was alright to go and bomb the Middle East. Instead, he simply asked me where I was headed, which in this case was the UPS store. He drove me the rest of the way and then waited in the parking lot while I printed out a bunch of stuff and then waited in line to ship it. When I came back out, he asked if I had anywhere else I needed to go. Once again, he waited in the parking lot while I spent a good 30 or 40 minutes picking stuff up in the store. I had been completely disarmed by his kindness and generosity, but before I left, he invited my wife and I to his apartment for dinner in the near future. Not really sure how to respond. I just gave him my number and thanked him and exited the vehicle. So within the span of about 2 hours, which is roughly how long it took to do all those errands, and that's how much time he donated to a complete stranger, my entire perspective on immigration, Muslims, and the threats facing our country had been shattered. I honestly didn't know what to do next. Here I was, an executive officer in an organization that views Muslims as dangerous individuals bent on establishing a global caliphate, people who had to be resisted for the safety and security of everyone in the Western world, and now I was being invited to dinner at one of their houses.
Well, of course, most Muslims are just regular people, stupid. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, I don't want to get in a car with a Muslim because they're scary. And now it's like, well, I don't want to get in a car with a Trump supporter because they're Nazis, right? Right?
Oh, these people are so fucking crazy and stupid.
Look at the information on your screen. This is from the Pew Research Center. Consider that there are 1.6 billion Muslims in the world. So even when minorities support these things, that still adds up to a lot. So if you do the math, you'll see that millions support terrorism, jihad, Sharia, etc. Let's face reality, people. Most Muslims are just regular people. However, millions want to kill you. Millions. Millions. And if you happen to be LBGT or Q or atheist, then they really want to kill you. Well, we know what they do with gay people when Sharia law is the law of the land, don't we? Well, probably most of you don't, but here you go. Sorry to show you that, but that's fucking reality. So pull your head out of your ass. Don't swing from all to none, or from none to all. Face reality. Be realistic. Apparently reality is missed on these people. It's all about feels and not about reals. They swing from one extreme to the other, skipping right over moderation. So I wonder how many of these people have swung from being far-right nationalist gun nuts to being far-left globalist gun nuts. Here's the thing, do you think they can outnumber or outshoot all the right-wing, extreme right-wingers out there with guns? I would imagine there's probably KKK members with just as much, if not more guns each, who don't spend their time playing video games or live-action role-playing, or marching around in costumes, but rather spend more time actually practicing.
After training, the militia unwind exactly how you think they do. By shooting some guns, more guns, and then some bigger guns.
Now what the fuck do you idiots think is going to happen if you come against actual neo-Nazis with guns? No, not students that you fucking beat up because you say they're Nazis. No, I mean actual gun-toting KKK people. You know, the people you're too fucking afraid to face, so you go after Asian students and other ethnic minority students just for standing for freedom of speech. Yeah, those people aren't Nazis. The real people you have to worry about, well, you refuse to face those people. But what do you think's gonna happen when they finally show up? Yes, that's right, a fucking bloodbath. Think about it, you morons. I mentioned that some of these people are brown berets. If you haven't seen my video, Regressive Left Terrorists versus Civil Rights, I highly recommend it. In that video you can see that a brown beret was there to violate civil liberties. Oh, I know, he came there to fight literally Hitler, and actually the people that he went against, members of the Golden State Skinheads, are actually white power skinheads, so fuck those people. But in the process of attacking these people, he is violating everyone's civil liberties. And that is not acceptable. Not one bit. No excuses, no exceptions. No violation of civil liberties. Fuck you.
Fuck you too, bitch!
We don't want to kill you. Oh wow, Tabitha, would you look at that?
Yeah, oh.
Yeah, you see what I'm seeing?
Yep.
The person in the skirt, he, she, or Z, that... How could you go out in public wearing that? My fucking goodness. Look at that hat. That communist chic thing, that's so over. That's just... it's over. It's no longer ironic, and plus these people are being serious.
What's wrong with you people?
But the point of this video, folks, is that apparently there are not just a lot of right-wing gun-toting fools, but there are also a lot of left-wing gun-toting fools. Apparently it's easy for both stupid and crazy people to get heavy arms these days. Doesn't seem like a very good idea to me. One would think that they wouldn't let the crazy and debilitatingly stupid have such firepower, but apparently even those people can get it. One would hope that only competent people would legally be able to own guns, but apparently not. Apparently it's not just the far right that has a lot of gun-toting fools and crazy people, but also the far left. Apparently there are a lot of gun-toting stupid and crazy people on the left too. Hopefully, folks, this doesn't go anywhere. Hopefully this doesn't become a pitched battle between gun nuts on the right and gun nuts on the left. And you know, I don't think it will, because from what I've seen, for the most part, these far-left radical people are too afraid to go up against any sort of evenly matched opponent. They seem to have to sucker punch people, hit people from behind, gang up on people, hit people only once they've been knocked to the ground by somebody else. So who knows, maybe these brown beret, Antifa, or whatever the fuck they are, wannabe communist revolutionary Nazi brown shirt fucktards are gonna show up somewhere and just attack people with physical force. But basically what I think is going to happen is that people with guns like this, or these people or whatever, they're going to show up at one of those events, push is going to come to shove, and then the lefties with the guns are going to go, oh, they pushed me. Now I have my excuse. Aim and fire, and then blood will flow. And then who knows what will happen after that. But my prediction is that these gun-toting people will not go up against other gun-toting people. They'll go up against people like Stickman. Well, folks, I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's no bloodshed. I hope these crazy assholes don't go far.
Business card?
I do.
Can I
Who
see
am I
it,
giving
please?
it to?
Can I see your business card, please?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel like you tell me who you are and I'll give it to you.
No, why don't you
Well, then
tell
I'm
me
not
who
going to
you
give it. I'm with the New Times.
Can I see?
I don't have to
What
show
kind of
you
press
anything.
credentials do you have? All right.
This is not a show me your paper state.
Alright, so y'all better behave now. Y'all get it? Yins is crazy, and Yins better behave.
I'm gonna tell you what, America ain't gonna stand for your kind. We don't like your kind around here. Now, I ain't no whatever who you all are, but Yinses, whether y'all are right-wing gun nuts or y'all are left-wing gun nuts, y'all better get you some I said get you some learning that is. And I'll tell you what, are you listening to me, boy? I'll tell you what.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Now, Yins, calm down there, Jethro.
No, let's get him. Let's get him.
No, come on now, Jethro. Hold on. Now, hold on now.
Let's you just drop them bridges down.
Drop them. Just drop them. Pull them right off now. Pull them right off now.
That's right. Now, squeal.
Squeal now.
Let's lynch them. Squeal. Come on now.
In the video description below, there are links to all of these videos and articles about these people, and to my video that gives you a little bit of a glimpse into Matthew Heimbach and the Traditionalist Workers' Party, these crypto-racist people.
Next time we have this conference, I want to see twice the amount of people here. In 10 years, I want a Nuremberg rally, and I think with our hard work, we can do it.
Over the course of making this video, I thought I was looking at an anthill, then realized it was more of a molehill, then realized actually what we're dealing with is an underground mountain. Although it's not very underground. I mean, Tabitha found out who these people are, and it's not like she's working with government surveillance equipment or anything like that. She's just using a laptop and her sharp wits. Well, folks, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I encourage you to watch Womansplaining with Tabitha, for which there is a link in the video description below. Oh, and folks, go out there and join these groups, get to know these people, talk with them, and have fun trolling these morons. And just so you all know, you could be a gun owner, a responsible gun owner. You don't have to be a gun nut. And y'all don't have to believe in none of them gold dang end times. In fact, if you own a gun and you believe in the end times, y'all should have your gun taken away from you. Now, I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna close this video off with a little song by the Revolting Cocks. This one's dedicated to all y'all gun nuts, right wing or left wing. Fuck y'all.